Hello YouTubers and fellow computer nerds. Welcome to episode 3 of my trying to resurrect this old S-100 single board computer system so I can relive my misspent youth. So there's a couple things I want to accomplish in this episode. I'm still waiting on the 8-volt power supply to arrive. I'm going to take a few measurements on the board because I'm going to 3D print some brackets to hold the board in some sort of enclosure. So I need to get some measurements. How thick is this board anyway? I'm not even sure. It's about 1.7 millimeters there. About 1.85. No, it's about 1.75 millimeters there. I guess on average, let me take a couple more measurements and kind of average them out. It's about 1.7, 1.74, 1.75. Okay, so about 1.75 thick. The PC board is. I may make it. I may make the bracket 1.8, 1.9 millimeters wide, just so the board slips in easily and I don't pinch it and have to put a lot of pressure on it to get it in there. So I may 3D print a couple of brackets for each side to hold the board, and maybe at the top too, and hold the board on some sort of backing plate. Hold it up off the plate and just, give it some support. So I'll get started on that and start 3D printing those. Something else I've done is I've tried ever so carefully to peel back the label on the EEPROM here that holds the monitor program to see what it is. So I can put it in my EEPROM reader and copy out whatever's on here. And it's a 2716. So that's 2K by 8. There's not a lot of ROM there. I was expecting a little bit more, but I should have known because it's not filling the whole socket. That's a short chip, so it's only 2716. It's only 2K by 8. So whatever's in there, there's not a lot of it. So now that I know what it is, I can carefully pry it out of there and put it in my EEPROM reader over here. And we'll see if we can read out what is on that ROM. So, carefully, I want to bend or break any of the legs on it. Okay. So it's a 2716. I don't immediately recognize the manufacturer, but I assume 2716s are going to be pretty much universal. So maybe I'll go with AMD or TI, and we'll see what we get when I read out the contents. Okay, I got the EEPROM in the reader. I got the software up. Let me select the chip. I guess we'll go with AMD. If it won't read it, we'll try TI. We'll try another company, but I'll bet it'll read it as a 2716 by AMD. I think they're all pretty much electrically compatible by different manufacturers. So let's give it a read. Reading successful. Okay. Well, let me zoom in on the screen there and see what we got. Well, I was hoping for like a plaintext copyright notice or something. Let's scroll through it and see what we got. Okay. That chip is not even half full. A little less than 1K of data in it. And I don't see anything in plain text. So, okay, hopefully this monitor ROM will do all of the neat stuff the manual says it will do in less than 1K. That would be wonderful. Okay. Hopefully this is the original monitor ROM. Again, I was hoping for some kind of plain text notice, copyright notice, manufacturer, whatever. So I still don't even know if this is the original monitor ROM that came with this computer or not. So it's a bit worrying. I'll have to do a little more research, see if I can figure that out. Okay, well, let me save this anyway. We'll call it Systemaster ROM. And we'll just save that. Okay, file has been saved, so at least I have that backed up. Just in case something bad happens, we can at least get back to where we were. Okay, now let me put this chip back in carefully. Let me put the label, stick it back down, and then move the camera over here where you can see. I've got to get rid of those wind chimes. Keep bumping into them. But I'm going to keep filming out here on the porch. Okay, so ever so carefully, let me get all the little legs back in the socket where they belong. Okay. All right. So that job is done. So next, let's see, I've got my measurements. Next, I want to document jumper positions. So for that, I'm just going to take some close-up photos. And let me see, here in the manual, I know there's a, yeah. So here in the manual, yeah, so it's got all the jumpers called out. So I may mark this up too, to show how things are jumpered right now. So just in case I move any of the jumpers in the future, trying to solve a problem and that doesn't fix it, I can always put them back where they were and get back to ground zero. So take the camera off the tripod and take a couple of close-up photos of the jumpers on here. Okay, I've been doing a little bit more online research and I found some interesting stuff. I found some forum posts on a site called vcfed.org. I'm not sure what this site is all about. I was Googling and I came across this discussion from 2015 about the Teletek Systemaster. And what they're talking about is the EEPROM in it. And apparently an EEPROM, a 2716 EEPROM marked STM-COO is the original EEPROM that comes with this board. Several of the people in these forum posts are talking about their boards and they have an EEPROM with the same label on it. In fact, one fellow here has a board still in the box from Teletek, unused, heat-sealed plastic bag, same EEPROM on it. He also talks about which serial I/O port to use. Serial I/O port B is the proper one to hook up to the terminal. Says the EEPROM is meant to boot to Teletek's customized CPM 2.2 revision C00. And then they go on to talk about, does anybody have that disk? So I did a little more searching and I found another site. So on this site called the Retro Archive, I found where some really nice person has archived the contents of that boot disk. CPM 2.2 system disk for Teletek Systemaster. right here. And I've been downloading these and archiving them here on my computer. So when I'm ready to boot up the actual board, I will have the software. So that is a wonderful thing. Thank you, whoever. So eventually I'll either hook up a real floppy drive to this thing or a virtual floppy, and we'll see if we can get it to boot up, because apparently now I have got the boot disk. Wonderful. So I guess we'll be ending this episode 3 on an up note. Got software, got the right EEPROM, everything's looking up. Everything's coming up roses. So thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting at all, give it a thumbs up, a like. Subscribe to see future videos. Press the little bell icon button so that you'll be notified when those videos come out. Check out some of my other videos on my channel. I've got videos on all kinds of different subjects on there, from travel to getting precious metals out of e-waste to astronomy, you name it. There's lots of stuff on there. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.